probably the most powerful page, the most powerful feature on Ahrefs. Hey, it's Matt with Matt Makes Money, and today we're talking about Ahrefs and the tools that I use to rank at the top of Google. Now, within Ahrefs, there's a ton of different stuff in there, and that's why we're going to dive in together, and I'll show you the tools that I use the most. Now, obviously, there's a lot that goes into this tool. Just look at the top bar. We've got a whole bunch of things that we can use. And just to really quickly go over the plan that I'm on, just so you guys know, I'm on the light plan. So I'm on the super basic, get you in the door plan, okay? Now, you can upgrade and start spending some serious cash, okay? And if you're on like enterprise, it's like, my God, your eyes would just bleed for the amount of money that they want. Even at the $249, like this is serious amounts of money, okay? But I gotta say, with the light plan, I basically get away with murder because this is hands down just the best. All right, it's all you need. So let's dive in. We're actually gonna pull up some Google News and we'll do a little keyword research together. So just taking a look here at the Google News, in the technology stuff, that we've got like a lot of Forbes and Mac Rumors and 9 to 5 Google and Gizmodo and stuff like that. Now, most of these are tech sites, but Forbes is a financial site. So let's take a look here at Forbes, and we're going to put this into the keyword tool, okay? So if you're not familiar, the Site Explorer allows us to literally put in whatever slug we want, and we can see all this stuff. Now, this is a lot of data, but what you really need to pay attention to, and they just redesigned it too. Now they've got all this other junk in here, okay? What I pay attention to is this stuff right here. This is the golden stuff that you need to pay attention to, all right? What the keywords are and how much traffic. I also really like to see the graph here because we could see when this popped off. So this is obviously a news article that came out yesterday, okay? So we could see here the 29th, well, it's a range, but this is where it starts, bam, it just pops, okay? And part of this pop is the actual power of their site, of the Forbes site. So Forbes is obviously quite a large website. They've got a huge standing, they're in the news, they're all over the place, right? And that is why their site just absolutely rockets off with only 95 keywords that they're getting 33,000 people a month in traffic. And that is because they're ranking in the top slots for a lot of high traffic keywords. And that's just me reading the tea leaves here. And we could see that new iPhone, this page is ranking #1 in the news and the thumbnail. And they're getting like 20,000 people a month right now to this page. So this is just a massive amount of traffic going here. And then we can see it's actually sorted by traffic, which is great. And it just kind of tapers off down below. What else do I use on this page and actually find useful? Okay, it's really the keywords themselves. We could just see what people are looking up directly, and then we could see they've added this intense thing, which has actually been very helpful for me, and it just helps you understand what the search intent is. And if you're trying to make money online or with your business or whatever it is that you're doing with your website, if you're trying to earn from it, the intents are really helpful because it's showing you that there's a commercial intent, aka people are interested in buying the new iPhone, right? Makes sense. We're in June, and usually around August, September, October, they launched the new iPhone. So we've got the keyword, we've got the search intents, we've got the SERP features. Now, I don't really use this very often, but it is good for ideas. So let's say you have a page and you're ranking for literally this, right? Like Apple iPhone 17. You could see here in the SERP, this is what Google's showing at the top of the results, okay? They're showing top stories, so news articles, images. People also ask, so like questions, FAQ, site links, so you can use that to jump right to a page, a knowledge panel, and a video preview. Something like the video preview is really, really good to know because let's say you've got a page that is doing more or less okay in the search results, but you don't have a video on it, well, something with a video is going to naturally want to go to the top of Google just because that's what they're looking for. And what they're looking for, how do you know that, is literally just by looking at the search features here, or by just doing the Google search yourself. You could just look at what comes up. We've got news, just like I said, people also ask, Forbes is right here, and then we've got videos, content, stuff like that, all right? So that is a really good hack to get to the top of Google, and you could get that with the light plan, okay? We've got search volume, 26,000 searches per month. We've got a KD, this is keyword density. Basically means how difficult is this to show up in the results? How competitive is it, all right? So something like Apple iPhone 17 right now has a KD of 0, aka it's very easy to rank for it. Does that mean that your small little site with no backlinks and nothing to it is going to show up at the top of the results for this? Absolutely not. What you need to look at is exactly what the Google search shows up, which is what actually shows up here, right? So like if you did a press release on the new iPhone, well then yes, you have a really good chance at showing up, and you can point that to your actual article, all right? So we'll just see here. I think these are all actual articles. Yeah, this is kind of like a press release. I mean, this is some guy posted, what they're talking about top 10 AI stocks people are watching, all right? And it's from Insider Monkey. You click this, going down a small rabbit hole here, but we could actually see that they're pushing some kind of finance thing here. And they're doing that with some clever keyword research, okay? CPC, cost per click. That's if you were to advertise this, it's about $1.06 per click. I don't usually look too deep into this because the numbers can be very off. You would just pull up the Google Keyword Planner to actually check that and verify it. But this is basically what it would cost, slash if you had an ad on your site and it was running an ad for this, then you could expect about that in a payout from Google AdSense. All right, so it works both ways. Traffic, 2,700, pretty straightforward. And that's the slug. That's where the article actually is, okay? So this is probably the most powerful page, the most powerful feature on Ahrefs. This is hands down the reason why to have this tool. If there's no other reason to get it, like I don't use any of this other trash at the top. I don't bother. I use the Keyword Explorer. Keyword Explorer is great, but I basically use the Site Explorer and the Keyword Explorer. Let me show you this because this is where things get really interesting, okay? So let's take new iPhone, all right? Put that in. And what's great about this is it gives you all the data that you need to find a niche. And I'm really big on niches. So if you watch this channel, you know that already. But what it does is it shows you, obviously, keyword density, search volume, 153,000 searches a month, right? Globally, you have 1.4 million, tons of traffic. It shows you the breakdown by the country. Pretty straightforward, honestly. We've got here, this stuff is the gold, okay? Terms match, questions, also rank for, also talk about, all right? This is what I use the most, and that's because it gives me the most ideas. So we'll open up each of these, and I'll just show you. So terms match, this is going to show you super high traffic keywords that also have new iPhone. Okay, so new iPhone 2025, like all that stuff. And what's great about it is it helps you find those low hanging fruit, right? We've got a keyword density of 1. So we're looking for like easy stuff, high traffic, right there. New iPhone SE, okay? How to transfer data to a new iPhone. New iPhone 14. I don't know why anybody would still be searching that. You could actually see it's kind of tapered off there, so I would stay away from any old models. Unless you're trying to build up a site that's all about the iPhone, then you should go for it. Basically, all these little tutorials and stuff, this is all great content to create because it's all about upgrading to the new iPhone, right? How to connect an Apple Watch to a new iPhone. All of these things around the topic are easy ways to get that traffic, all right? I'm giving you guys like SEO gold here. Hopefully you're sticking around and paying attention, but this is the basic crux of what you need to be successful in making money online, and you can do it with a light plan. All right, let's look at the questions. The questions are also really good because they tend to be longer, they tend to have less competition, and a lot of people ask the same stuff, okay? Again, same thing, how to transfer, right? Like you see repetitive stuff in here, but you can literally go through all of these questions and just make the content for it, okay? And if you want to show up at the top, what I would do is you look here, what actually shows up in Google, what, AKA, what does Google like today, right? So they're going to give you an AI overview, which has a video, okay? But take a look at the video. Look at the age of the video, 2023. If you made a new video, something that was just as good or better, there's a good chance that you would show up here at number 1 in the AI overview, right? And we've got Apple support, more videos here, right? Look at the age, 24, 22, September 24. This is all around holiday season. Hint, hint. You can put this stuff up now, start ranking, because they're not going to post until December, apparently. And if we look at the views on these videos, it's probably pretty high. Let's see here, 31,000 views, pretty good. Stuff like that. Then you get a lot of Apple support. You're not going to outrank Apple, but you are going to be able to punch through with videos and stuff like that. But let's look at related terms. This is just like going more horizontal with the idea. We could see, you know, they're basically pulling apart all the different models that have existed throughout the years. All right, so let's go back here. We'll show you one more tool that I find very helpful is the backlinks tool. People love the backlinks, okay? If you're researching a domain, if you're trying to get insight into where they're getting traffic from, it is a really good part of the tool because we could see, you know, this Wikipedia page is, the page itself is getting tremendous amounts of traffic, and then you can expect with the keywords, the number of keywords that are referring to the page, there's a lot of traffic here, and it's literally pointed at this article, okay? Navy Federal, big site, right? That's one that you would want. You could see if it's a no follow link, it'll tell you if it is a do follow link, or if it's not even marked, it'll just not say. And then, yeah, it just gives you all the backlinks wherever it's coming from. And I find this to be really good for ideas if you're trying to figure out how to strategize your linking, like Slashdot. You know, you might want to go here and see what it would take to get yourself a link here, right? So it would be like, okay, what do I have to do? Got a Newsweek article here. So like, I guess this is counting as a backlink for Newsweek, okay? New information, but you can rest assured that this is getting a ton of traffic and directing it over to these different sites. So there you have it. I use 3 features out of Ahrefs, and out of those 3, that's what makes it all worth it for me. I do not really subscribe for these other things. There's a lot of noise and junk and stuff, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But if you want to save your money, I would highly suggest that you do so and you stick with the light plan, and you could just get away with so much stuff.